Hello, everybody, and welcome to our final episode of our collaboration with the QueerXP, our NozamA Oasis, a ThreadBare game. I'm already starting to get all sad. We just started. Um, as always, I am Erica Jean. I am the GM um, for this project over here at 5% Chance. Um, you can find me at my socials at CallingACleric315 or CallingACleric15, depending on what site you are using. Before we dive in, I'm going to hand it over to my players to introduce themselves and where they can find where you can find them on the internet. I'm going to start in the middle of the pack today with DJ.
Hi, everybody. Oh, that was weirdly Dr. Dead. It's gonna be weird energy today. Be prepared. My name is DJ. I use pronouns he, him, his. I am the growth and development lead for the QueerXP, so we've just been able to be here with everyone for a while now. I play QT, Cutie, and just the power of friendship is Cutie's jam. So hopefully we can make friends with whoever we just met.
Popcorn.
Oh, we're popcorning. Let's go to Aaliyah.
Thank you. I'm Aaliyah Hudson. I go by the Sorceress Aaliyah online. You can find me on the site formerly known as Twitter, as well as various other places. I'm working on that one. I'm a student now. Forgive me. I will be playing Lieutenant Commander Treen from the starship Doomstar. Is that what we called it? A live action solid doll from a very popular fiction TV show. Yeah, and I'm very excited to see how this all turns out. I will pass it to Jason.
Hello, friends. I am Jason Larock, your resident he/himbo. I will be. Well, let's see. Where do we? I don't even know. My brain's not working today. You can find me on the site formerly known as Twitter, uh, at J_Sun Larock because I am original and can't think of anything else. So you can follow me there as well as pretty much any social media. Uh, if I'm not there, then I'm not there. But you can probably find me most places. I will be playing Scotch Bonnet tonight, the grumpy fixer-upper, creator of tricycles, and namer of Furbies. And I guess we'll then send it on over to Kai.
Hello, everyone. My mind is also melting tonight, and is with excitement at least. Um, you all can find me on @Glaciate in Discord or Glaciate, and tonight I'll be playing a very concerned but very sure things will work out fine and pretty Duke Dean Sir Lord the Sock. And yeah, we made a lot of friends, and I hope we can make more, as QT said, because that does not look like that shiny for me. There we go.
Wonderful. Hi, it's me again. Before we dive in, just a few things to mention. Few content warnings, as this is a semi-spooky and horror game. There are going to be the instances of a spooky and ominous atmosphere. The possibility of body horror as it pertains to toys and dolls, Furbies. Um, I think that's the big one, is just Furbies. Those content warnings also will be popping up in chat throughout. If you want to take a break, this will be going onto YouTube, and you can always press pause, step away, and jump back at a later date. All right. Who wants to recap what happened 2 weeks ago? It's been a while.
I mean, I have the list of Furby names. I do have
That's a
that.
good one.
We started our adventure into the warehouse beyond where the Oasis was in order to find our missing friends as well as the portion of town that had been destroyed and dragged away. We found some information that I'm not entirely sure, but it seems like our Oasis was being watched by somebody, some entity, some person. We're not quite sure yet. We also ran into a collection of Furbies that quickly became our friends. I think they still scare me. But we did team up with them, and they are going to be helping us stay alert of where this individual is going to be. We do have times and places that this person, creature likes to, go to at the beginning and the ending of the day. So we have our next steps for where to look. And we were headed that way when we were alerted to the presence of this shadowy figure that we were left to speculate on who it might be, which was incredibly rude. But
It's called a cliffhanger.
I know. But then we had to wait 2 weeks.
I know. I
I think-
mean,
Most importantly, what are the Furbies' names if you have them all written down?
I have some of them. I don't know if I heard some of them correctly or not, but my favorite ones include Stofers, Diffuser, I think Pop Tart was in there, Tulip was in there, Daffodil was in there. I think I heard Annie, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think I got an Annie and a fish kibble.
I also heard a fish kibble. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was I missing
Yep.
any of them, or was that all of them?
no, that was all of them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Yes, 7 of them.
Great.
Nice.
And
Yeah,
let
I
me
have
just
that.
say, it was a little rude to have a cliffhanger. You don't talk about hanging when you have a sock in your team.
True. My bad. All right. Let's dive in. So, as mentioned, you had made your way through the office, finding a map, through packaging, and to the area where there would be the front door, which the Furbies have mentioned that this is where they kind of hear the halting of that beeping and that rumbling at the end of your day. It seems to be where they where this entity who has taken your people tends to stay. As you make your way kind of through packaging and into this area where you see the neon sign over a darkened door where it just says exit, lighting up pretty much the darkness that is surrounding you. You see kind of backlit of this dull red light, this hulking creature kind of push itself up from where it is as it starts to meander towards your group. So, have you come to finally visit me and meet all of my new friends in my home? Scotch, Bonnet? Scotch, you see as this creature kind of comes into the light, this gigantic, almost people-sized stuffed teddy bear. You see the neon strips and safety vest that is attuned to him, with a hard out hat, helmet on, and different gear kind of wrapped around uh, his arms and legs. This familiar voice and face is none other than your Sergeant Ghost Pepper, your mentor, your
Ooh.
person who had taught you how to create a bunker and how to survive on your own.
Uh, I feel like, if I remember correctly, I feel it was a very brief interaction between the two of them. And so Scotch kind of takes the sight in, has to remember that they're here for people. They're here for their community. They're here for the townsfolk that were, that was taken from them. All of the buildings and the livelihoods that were destroyed. And he kind of shakes it off. Did you say, your friends?
Why, yes, my friends. They're my new friends. You had plenty. I wanted friends.
I'm not sure that's how you make friends, by taking them from others.
What do you mean?
Well,
How did they find you? Or you find them?
it just sort of happened. We all came together as a way to survive. It's something that you taught me. Is that survival takes work. It takes dedication. It takes ingenuity, and these lost souls came with that. And I've been paying it forward and teaching how to survive the same way that you did, that hope that you gave me. I've been trying to make it so that they can survive. And to see that ripped away, all that work gone in an instant. I don't think that's earned friendships. That's destroyed hope. I'm surprised that it's you.
You watch as you continue talking. The eyes of those little button black eyes just kind of like squint and listen to everything that you're saying with just kind of like a face of understanding and yet confusion as he kind of tries to put the words that you're saying through his own experiences. But I taught you to be alone. I was alone. How do you make friends with nobody? You all seem so happy.
That's, well, I guess we all start out alone. Did you still feel that way when I showed up?
No.
So then, why did you feel it was necessary to tell me that being alone was the only way to survive?
Well, that was how it was done. I had a place I went every evening. I was sat, strapped, waiting for the day to go, moving with this vehicle through the dark, waiting. And then I saw where I left you, surrounded by people, by friends, by community. Look who came with you. I was afraid. So I took friends.
You didn't feel that you could tell me that you were scared?
No. You looked up to me. How could I tell you that I was afraid?
Well, I guess I understand the mindset. Now that I have people who look up to me, but it's not. I'm learning slowly that it's not possible to do that. It's not possible to live alone, to survive on your own. It's not possible to throw away community. If you'd only stayed just a little longer, that's when things started to grow. And as much as I tried to stick by your teachings of surviving alone, I tried so hard. But it's impossible when we desperately need each other. There's no way we can make it without it. So the fact that you had to go to such lengths to take what happens naturally, organically, doesn't that make you think about just how much you're missing and how much you really needed that community?
You watch as Ghost Pepper kind of sinks into the ground, looking around at your Furby friends, QT, Tren, Duke, and your tricycle. I was unsure. I thought I was wrong. For a moment, as you hear the words, I was wrong, you see some movement behind now that he has kind of stepped to the side. And you see where, through the shadow, the attempt to put things together. Still attached to the arms of the machine, you can see where the houses have been kind of retaped. There's some sparkling and glitter kind of still falling and trailing behind from Mrs. B's. And you can see the shadows of your friends of the town that was taken kind of softly looking out, unclear of really what is going on at the distance. You watch as the Furbies kind of start to investigate more. They were timid and standing behind QT for the most part, and you, Scotch, as they listen to also what you are saying. Kind of start looking further into the dark and around. You feel as Fish Pebble kind of comes up next to you.
Are you okay?
Is that
Is
to
this
me
it?
or to? Oh, is that to me or to him?
It's to both of you almost. Like they're not really sure. It's looking at you, but is directing the question. Almost as if asking for permission if it is okay to engage. Kind of reading on the situation, Fish Pebble kind of wheels a little bit further, closer.
Hi. I'm Fish Pebble. You are?
You see the head tilt on Ghost Pepper, the confusion. I am Ghost. Ghost Pepper. Pleasure. You feel the elation of that kind of interaction. The air has changed slightly. There's a sense of relaxation, at least over Ghost. The friends are this way. You may go past. He kind of tilts his head and gestures further into the shadows of the red light.
Scotch is gonna turn back to the group. Do you think we should go? See if everyone's okay?
Hmm.
We owe it.
I think you should perhaps keep an eye on your friend. Keep talking to him. Maybe he needs it. I can go, and if someone wants to go with me, of course. Just to check on them. Prepare them for. He kind of looks back at Ghost Pepper and then says it in a little husher tone. Moving back.
We need to find the other members of the Oasis. They're probably in those shadows, so I'll attempt accompany Mr. Sirlord and explore the new areas.
QT? Your thoughts?
I think I'll stay.
Right?
Very well. And Sarlard starts to move past.
After you.
I was just gonna say, Tren looks back at QT and looks over at Sirlord going into the shadows. Kind of looks back and then goes into the shadows following after him.
As the two of you make your way through and into this darkened area, lining the walls are similar to the surroundings of the Oasis, of the rectangular metal kind of bars and structures with boxes on top. But instead of this, the larger gaps, there seems to be a lot of smaller ones with small doors and flaps on them to one side. You're seeing also on the other end a few of these like larger machines that you heard and saw cause the devastation of the town that trailed away with the other half of your Oasis. Heart and silent. As you make your way through further, there is the bright colors of fluorescent clothes and cloth, hard, round, kind of spherical shaped items that are as big as a house. And you make your way through kind of, and you start to recognize different structures and buildings that used to once line the streets of the Oasis, but now a little crumpled, not as pristine as they once stood, but intact. Is quiet. but you can hear a little further into the distance conversation. You might even hear a giggle.
That's what we hear?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's Mr. Surlord. These may be our people. I'm going in to check. Are you coming with, or are you staying here to keep an eye out for any of these other monstrosities?
I will keep an eye out, yes. But I don't know, Tren.
Don't stay out for too long. Keep an eye out, but if you see anything, make a loud noise and come immediately to come find me, and I'll be right back.
Yes.
And I'm going to go into that building where I hear the people talking and laughing. Kind of like knocking on the door, specifically looking for the people who were in the Oasis.
Yeah, and while Trent goes, the Duke is not in fact going to stay in the place, but he's going to have a look around and try and gauge if Ghost Pepper was sincere or if this is a trap. He wants to get as much information of the surroundings as he can.
Okay. What would you like to roll for that?
Maybe something, try and identify something suspicious, some parts that might allude for something different than what Ghost Pepper is saying, perhaps scrounge?
Okay.
Okay. I have a good roll for that. That's a 10.
Nice. Okay. So as you are as you're making your way back to where the remainder of the community has kind of been set up, you're looking and trying to look for evidence that Ghost Pepper might be blowing smoke, might be lying. And as you continue to kind of walk through the town, what you come across is in this machine that all of the different compartments and houses and things are attached to. You can see where there is a ladder that leads up to a seat that seems to have a little bit more personal items up top. There's no evidence of Ghost Pepper on the ground. It is very much as if they had taken a part of the Oasis and put it down in a completely different part of this outside area. But you can kind of see where the detachment is. Would you like to climb to look for more? Great.
You could climb.
As you kind of inch your way up, and kind of make your way through, like, up to, like, where there's a little step. You throw your body up onto the next one, and down, and you can kind of see under this, like, leather shelf different trinkets and bits and baubles. You can see out over the landscape as you kind of make your way on top of this leather shelf. In front of you is uh, a round wheel of sorts, with different buttons and bobs. There's a stick that's coming out with like a ribbed plastic, uh, almost like a mountain-esque look to it. And you see sitting kind of next to it another one of those spherical hats and identical fluorescence, similar to what Ghost Pepper was wearing.
That is a little weird. Aside from the big spherical thing and fluorescent parts, which do entice me, but for another moment, is there anything else on here that might suggest something, or is this it?
You kind of look further in and you can see behind the wheel there seems to be a picture of an odd looking creature holding onto an unfluorescent ghost pepper. It's almost as big as the other creature, is pretty much as big as Ghost Pepper. Squeezing and holding him around the neck. Giant smile. Mid-laugh.
What a weird creature.
It looks very similar to the creatures that are on the outside of some of the boxes that your friends have come in.
Certainly not as
Similar
royal
kind
as
of.
the one I saw.
No.
Strange. I will keep that in mind, and I'll wait for Trent's return in here, and I will throw a little glitter on the side to signal that I'm here. But other than that, I'll try to wiggle myself in this place and remain hidden, kind of to observe the situation from a high vantage point.
Yeah, you can definitely get into more of a bird's eye view of what is below. So you get yourself settled, hiding in the shadows so you can kind of observe from above.
Yeah, know if any dangers are coming any way, or if Ghost Pepper does something weird. I hope not, but yeah.
Trent, as you knock on the door and you kind of knock as it kind of like pushes itself open for a moment, and you kind of peek in, and you see your friends. You see Sally Spaghetti and Mrs. B, Madam B, sorry, as well as a few of the tiny little fish kind of like flopping around. Sally Spaghetti has taken some of like the bedazzlements that were there, that they found, and kind of started like weaving them into Madam B's hair. The fish are kind of just like are helping in the way that they can, as they just kind of like chomp, kind of like holding some of the hairs in place on the ragdoll's head, as they begin kind of like giggling, almost as if like it's a slumber party.
Miss B, or Miss Spaghetti, Madam B, it's amazing to see you. Are you all right? We've been searching all over for the other half of the Oasis.
Oh, Tred! Yay! Oh my gosh. Hi. We were not expecting to have visitors today, or friends. Yeah. So that was wild. As Sally is just kind of coming over and just like throws their arms around you. Madam B starts to like get up and is like, "Oh yes, 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 darling. It's been quite the experience. But here we are. We are still fine and just kind of making the most of the new area." Uh,
Is everyone here? Are they okay? Have you taken track of everyone?
oh yes, there's probably about 10 or 15 of us. A little shaken. Some families are split, but
Well,
here we are.
we came to rescue you and take you back to the Oasis.
Oh, how wonderful! Oh, the children will be so love to hear that. I know some of them are very, very much missing their mothers and fathers. Um, yes, fantastic. How?
We, Scotch Bonnet manufactured a means of transportation, a tricycle. I'm sure between the two of us, they and I, or he and I, can build something to transport the rest of us.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yes, it has been quite the day, quite the evening. Um,
Were there
Thank
any
you.
other people that were caught up in the turmoil with the people from the Oasis? Someone you didn't recognize before?
Oh, I mean, there's the giant teddy bear. That
Yes.
is quite intimidating whenever we first saw them. But really, he is such a lovely, lovely toy. Um, I think he looks a little familiar.
He and Mr. Bonnet seem to be quite well acquainted. That's actually
Oh,
Mr. Bonnet is out there right now, conversing with I have forgotten his name.
ghost.
Ah, Mr. Pepper, correct, Mr. Pepper.
Mhm. Oh, yes. Very well. Um, I think he was just lonely. Like the first, like hour or so, whenever we stopped, he said welcome, and then started to come down to talk, but then he went all the way back up again, and just watched. He seemed
Interesting.
sad.
Hmm.
By the
Interesting.
way,
Oh yes, please
I
continue.
think he should come with us. Whenever we return, we could probably find space for him.
Oh,
Don't you
I'm
think?
sure. I am sure it would not behoove anyone to leave them to wander the wilds out when we have a perfectly functional community and oasis that we can offer shelter in.
Wonderful, wonderful. Um, Perfect. Well, I will go and collect everyone, let them know that we are here. And
Gather
like kind of
everyone. Yep, continue.
as you turn around, you notice that Tulip has followed you.
Hi,
Hello.
I'm Tulip.
Hello, Mr. Tulip. Can I help you?
I wanted to make friends.
Oh,
You're
there are
my
many.
friend.
I am your friend. And there are many friends here. We're here to take them back home, back to the Oasis.
Okay.
Do you think you might
What?
be able to go tell Mr. T that everyone is here?
Okay.
And starts to, like waddle out.
As they go do
I'm
that.
Tulip.
Interesting creatures. Very interesting creatures. We'll have to do a scientific study on them one day. Trent now wants to kind of leave that group and go find Mr. Sirlord, like head back out. Mr. Sirlord, Mr. Sirlord, would I see the giant pile of glitter? Is it that visible?
I'll say, how much
Yeah.
did Duke leave?
Like a little trail, more to guide, but not to be as noticeable when
When
you're
I was,
looking from high up above. But if you're on the ground, perhaps you might be able to recognize it.
I was gonna say, Mr. Sirlord doesn't seem to be the paragon of self-control.
You can roll scrounge to see how much with a tie. So +1.
Oh, that is a 6.
Ugh. All right. So as you are kind of wandering around, and searching for this this trail and for Duke, you kind of keep moving. You have like moved further into and off the path, where you're just surrounded by metal and machinery, and giant kind of like rubber wheels. As you kind of have wandered further into the darkness, you can still see the red of the light, but it's getting further and further away, looking for.
Yeah, and I'm like doing that quiet, Mr. Sirlord, Mr. Sirlord, trying to yell quietly, Mr. Sirlord, where are you?
As you continue to search, Duke, can you roll me, since you were keeping eyes, I guess scrounge would be to find.
All right. Let me see if I find a special piece of plastic. That is 11.
Perfect. You kind of watch as Tren kind of makes their way in between two of these vehicles, kind of going further and further into the shadows. And you can hear and see as they are searching for you.
I take amidst my things that specific cord that I gathered when we're close to the freezing parts, the one that's specifically shiny, and I kinda. Is there a light source nearby?
There's those like kind of like dim overhead lights that are still there, and then the light source would also be like the exit signs that are kind of behind you.
So not.
If you wanted to create something with the fluorescence,
Yeah, something like to help me draw out attention from Tran and kind of wiggle, hey, here, or something, or maybe a little flashlight or something.
Yeah. Why don't you roll for me, jerry rig?
Jerry rig, okay.
Yes.
Let me see.
Which I'm trying to find.
10.
10?
Yes,
Wonderful.
I'm very good at scrounge.
Yes. So as you are kind of like going through like the glitter and bedazzlements that you have figured out how to kind of use the dim overhead lighting from above and the shinies that you have on you to kind of create this like almost like lighthouse effect to kind of like shine down to get more of Trent's vision and attention.
Yeah. So I kind of turn that a little to the side and go, okay, Tren, look at me. Tren, I am here. I am fabulous. You should look at me. And I keep wobbling in their general direction.
Trent, as you're kind of are searching through the dark, you see almost like the spotlight in the darkness kind of come down, and kind of like silhouette behind you. And whenever you turn around, you can kind of see the flashing of the gem. As you make your way to where Mr. Sir Lord is, we are going to go back to QT, Scotch Bonnet, and Ghost Pepper. The three of you are sitting kind of at the beginning of this hallway, this alleyway, back to the other half of the Oasis. You see as Ghost really just sits there in silence, contemplating. He looks up at you, Scotch, before shaking his head and moving back down. Tilts his head over to QT and the family of Furbies that surround them. Well, suppose you're gonna take your friends back. I'll be alone. Again.
So are you going to let us take them back?
I mean, I have to. Shouldn't have really taken them in the first place. We can also ask if any of them want to stay. Maybe some of them want be my friend.
QT will look over at Scotch and then back. Or you could look to move to the Oasis.
To the Oasis? Oh, would you would want me?
Well, you need to say sorry. But the Oasis is for everyone.
Oh. Cool. So I could be one of yous. Have friends.
You would need to make them and give them time to get to know you. But I think if you're genuine and excited to meet people, I don't see why you couldn't. But seriously, you have to be sorry. Like this was scary.
Yeah. I guess I'd be scared too. If half of what I knew was just gone. taken. All right. I will say sorry.
Okay.
We should probably. Huh?
How does QT feel? Like, QT's whole thing is making friends. So reading toys
Mm-hmm.
is kind of their thing.
Mm-hmm.
How is Ghost dealing with that idea of leaving his home to join here?
Do you want to roll a vibe check?
Yeah. Smile.
Yes. Roll me a smile.
Remember how last game I was rolling like 12 and 1? That's a 5 with a +2.
Oh no.
So it's bad.
It's so good. Yeah, it's hard to tell for QT because I think there is a lot of unanswered feelings still towards Ghost Pepper. And I think QT might be struggling. Do you think this is the first time QT has experienced a feeling close to anger?
Yes. I think so. And I think that QT is struggling not just with anger, but the thing that caused it is right there. So, like, I think that QT has experienced anger when it's been like, oh, the wall that we were building fell over, like frustration. And kind of just like, well, that sucks, but there's not a direction or like a toy or something to be like, you did this. So I think this is the first time QT has felt anger that is directed and like, you're the problem.
How does QT express that to Ghost? Or does QT choose to express that?
I think that QT has been QT's backpack is not on the front, it's on the back, it's on the front right now, and two of their hands are kind of filtering through their parts. And Scotch, how close are you paying attention to me?
I guess I feel like Scotch would be curious to see how QT handles the conversation, because it's about making friends, which is something that QT excels in, but there's also that context of who this person is, and I think Scotch would be very intrigued.
So Scotch will have noticed that QT is like rifling through, which is something that you've probably seen QT do. It's not unusual. And then you see QT's hands stop. And they have something. But QT is trying to figure out what to do with it. QT will look at Ghost. you should start with sorry now. And swap out their eyes. And so Scotch knows that Cutie has angry eyes, but has never seen Cutie bring them out or use them. Like, they talk about them. They are angry. They have big ol' eyebrow. Like, it looks really foreign on Cutie, who's smiles and happy and friendship. And I would bet that's it. Scotch knows this is a thing now. So, angry-eyed Cutie looking at Ghost and directly saying, like, you should start with sorry now.
Oh. Oh,
I have another question.
yes.
How are the Furbies reacting?
Since the furries are new to this group, and you, QT, being the mother duck that they have imprinted themselves on, you kind of watch as the 4 or so that are still with you kind of turn and look at your expression and the change to the angry eyes and shift back to Ghost, and you watch as their like little eyes close and just have as close to an angry eye expression as they can get. You see as uh Daffodil like this keeps like flapping, and that kind of like cute pink light that was emanating from them is slowly darkening and turning more of a red color.
Yes.
So yeah, so and they've like fanned out, like, so now it is angry Furby but protecting Furbies. So the like there's 2 that are kind of on you, and then you see there's a kind of like shift to also go to protect Scotch, almost forming like this line of defense. Um, not really knowing why, except for just following their like intuition and their gut. They're there to make sure that the 2 of you stay safe.
I was so
And they're
terrified of Furbies. And now they're so sweet and protective.
Oh, okay. Sorry. How was that?
You said the word, but what are you sorry for?
Um, sorry, I stole your friends.
Better.
So, sorry that I scared you.
Thank you.
Sorry that I'm scared.
And at that, Cutie's head tilts. Still angry eyes, but now it's very confusing. Of like, interested, confused head tilt, angry eyes, but like, so like I'm angry, but like also like, huh? You're scared?
Well, I was scared before. Uh, and then I reacted and stole friends. Um, and now I'm a different scared that no one will accept me, like me. Maybe it's easier just to be alone. Maybe I should stay.
At that, Cutie will swap eyes again. I think that being alone is sad. And I think that we deserve to not be sad. I'll make you a deal. Scotch is like, the concept of deals is something that Cutie knows. Like,
Yeah, a little bit. I was like, where did this come from? Was this like locked and loaded the whole time? Like,
Cutie's been playing the long con of actually being very smart. Let's play a game. Let's calm down and not be scared. What's your favorite game?
I don't. Well, I'm not sure if it's a game, but it's something about a cake. I remember the saying, and there's clapping. Patty cake, baker's man, bake me a cake as fast as you can.
So, as we're playing Patty Cake, I'm activating the play game skill.
Yes.
Can I say that there's no winner or loser in this one? Normally you have to pick that, but this isn't a game that we're trying to win.
Yes.
I have I have an 8.
Okay.
So I get one of them.
Yes.
I want the second one. Your opponent respects your skills and treats you with respect from here on out. And as this is happening, I'm also using my move, Friendship.
Okay.
So Friendship allows once per session, when I play a game or play fight with someone, they learn something new about their own capabilities, and I create a tie with them. Cutie is trying to do what Cutie does best.
Thank you.
I forgot about Patty Cake. It's fun.
It's fun. I think I used to play with my friend.
I think if you come to the Oasis, you'll find other friends to play it with.
Okay.
And
all right, let's go. Let's go. Find everybody, and we'll start the journey back. It shouldn't take long. We do have to move a little quickly. The squishies are coming soon. Through the front door. Yeah. The big giants almost. They walk and talk and they drive these things.
I thought you drove
I'm
that
usually
thing.
asleep. What? Huh?
I thought you drove that.
I mean, I do too, because I watched the big squishy.
So Cutie's looking as like it's tiny compared There's something bigger.
Oh yeah,
Oh no.
bigger than me.
But you're so big.
When you say bigger, how much bigger are we talking?
Like 3 more me.
Cutie is trying to count, but like doesn't know how to count. But is like, if you the picture of the like numbers and everything, that's Cutie right now.
And they normally come when?
Oh, when that, and he points towards the front door, which is still black as it leads to yet more unknown in his glass in the front. As the black and blue of the night sky kind of encompasses it. When that turns bright, not dark. Sometimes it's orange, sometimes it's purple, but just bright. Probably soon.
It's still dark out there. Like, it. How do you have like a time? Maybe?
Well, usually, I guess, the lines on that, and you see, pointing at the clock, the big one is up, and then the small one is not quite straight down, but a little over.
What's it look like now?
It looks like a... So, 3 a.m. And the symbol that he was kind of trying to describe would put it like 4, 5. You just know that it's before 6. So yes. So yeah, we have a little time, but not a lot of time. So the
Okay.
squishies are nice.
Are they?
Well, I mean, they don't. They do pick me up from my head a lot. Don't like it.
Have they done that before?
Well, yeah. I just don't. I just want. The little ones are nicer. They hug. They squeeze. It's the big ones that pick me up on my head. I've been picked up on my leg too. That hurt.
That doesn't sound very friendly to me.
No. I guess I'm still in one piece.
That's good.
Yeah. And I get to sit in the chair. I'm not tied down.
Sure, I'm not really sure that I'm liking a lot of the things that you're saying.
It's just the squishies. They don't know. I don't think they know we're here. We exist.
I think we should find the others.
Should at least
Alright.
tell them our plan.
Yes. Yeah. Kitty will turn and look at the Furbies and just be like, "Be nice, shoo." like kind of like be very dismissive. I'm like, "No, it's good. We're good."
All of their eyes immediately open back wide, and you hear like the chirping and the chittering as they flap their arms and run in circles. And that red color kind of will sink back to that like purple magenta of the friendly color. You make your way through with Ghost Pepper kind of walking behind the Furbies and the two of you as you make your way into the new town. You see as some people have kind of come out of their houses and have kind of gathered in the middle of this like pallet that is on the ground. And you can see as Sally Spaghetti is patting and kind of corralling those nesting dolls that were missing previously, is kind of making sure that they are together. And you see Madam B is also pulling some like small like vehicle kind of like RC cars, and like the barrel of monkeys are kind of all coming and hooking in together to be in one spot. Tren, Sir Duke Sir Lord, where are the two of you?
Well,
I was just gonna say you had found me by flashing in. I had come up to you and told you that I sent Tulip to go find the others, and that the Old Townspeople were gathering in the building that I told them to gather in, and we were going to head back to the Oasis.
Duke acknowledges that and says, "Yes, that sounds lovely. I have a few problems, however. You see this machine, this big thing that we are on right now? He points at the, I know, protective gear, on the wing and says, that looks similar to what Ghost Pepper has. But that, and then he points at the photo. I do not know. It looks like those ones in the cereal boxes. Look at the size."
Well, I was saying that safety gear is enormous.
I like the color.
I would bend to your aesthetic tastes. I err more on the utilitarian, but I would take your opinion in mind. Either way, I don't think we want to meet the person that wears that type of garment.
Yeah, but now that we're up here, he kind of points at all the other machines that he saw. You see them?
This could be a larger problem than we first suspected.
I might have an idea, but we should reconvene with others.
Excellent idea, Mr. Sir Lord.
No, that's not the idea. I have another one.
Two excellent ideas, Mr. Sirlord.
Of course they are. They are my ideas. And then he starts getting down.
We trundle off and
Perfect.
trundle away.
Awesome. Pretty much as the two of you are making your way down, coming from this large machine, you reconvene as people are coming out of the buildings and meeting in the center. And you see as Madam B kind of comes up. Well, so we were going to meet in the house, but oh, Duke, you're here too. How
Madam
wonderful to
B.
see you.
Oh, it's so nice to see you. You're making that look work. It's impressive how
I
talented
knew
you
you would
are.
come after me. Oh, how
Thank
lovely, how
you.
lovely.
I'm sorry. I believe we were about to say something important. By the way, your look fabulous.
Thank you.
Was there something important that I'm about to say, Trim?
I remind him about the giant safety gear and the massive trucks and whatnot poised to take everyone in the warehouse somewhere else, it looks like.
Oh yes, that. Exactly that.
Oh. So there's more. There's more of these.
There's a lot more, in fact.
Many, many more.
Oh. Oh no.
Doesn't sound that enticing, no.
No. Seems as though we should probably get to the Oasis as quickly as possible. Just to make sure that we are safe and sound and not in any other explicit danger. So are we going to start walking? I know you mentioned possibly building something.
And this
Trent?
Scotch, do you see the number of people and all of the townspeople from the Oasis coming and filtering out and whatnot?
So about this time, everyone is convening.
Everyone is convening.
Yeah.
Then I go.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say I go converse with Mr. Bonnet about jury rigging some kind of cart, some sort of container to carry everyone for the back of the tricycle.
Actually, Scotch is going to. He's gonna think about the mechanics of the whole situation, like of kind of redesigning the tricycle a bit, and just actually, what if we moved everything in the same way that it was brought here? Why don't we use one of those? And he kind of mentions and motions towards the big machine kind of pressed up against the wall.
Do you think we could operate that machine?
I mean, us, no. But
I could.
see?
You believe you could, Mr. Pepper?
Yes. I mean, I drove them here. I'm sorry.
Oh. You're
Well,
most welcome.
It would go a long way to proving to the townsfolk that you do mean that you're sorry if you help take us all back.
Mr. Ghost Pepper, now that you're here and apparently actually sorry about what happened, might I inquire you something?
Yes.
Those other machines, those other ones, what is the risk that something else might operate them?
The squishies operate them.
Squishies?
Yes, the squishies. They walk and talk and they move in weird ways.
I believe I saw something about them bigger. Are they bigger than you?
Yeah, like 3 times.
Yeah,
Unless the smaller
Scotch.
one that goes into the bigger one.
Scotch, I think we need to do something about the other machines. This from happening again.
I don't. Well, we've been hearing a little bit about these squishies things. I don't think they know that we exist.
Oh,
So whatever
I'm-
they're doing outside of the Oasis is lost on me.
what if instead of doing something to the machines, we did something to know if the machines were approaching, so we could prepare?
I mean, we do have the Furbies.
No, I'm not talking about the Furbies. Miss Trem,
Yes, Mr. Sirlord. What are you?
do you
what
have
are you...
the do you have the big glitter socket I talk? Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot words. Bag of glitter.
Oh, from the
The one I
electronics.
thought.
Yeah. Searches around.
What if he puts the big glitter reflecting things on top of that and used something like this, and he takes out his flashlights to see where they are? And so if they are approaching, we can prepare ourselves and we wouldn't mess with them.
A wise early warning detection system. I like it.
Whatever words make you feel best.
Would we be able to gather these materials and get the townspeople to put them onto all these vehicles?
It's just a royal and very shiny suggestion.
I don't see why not.
This way
Sure.
we don't have to fear anymore.
Absolutely. Would that be? What would that be? What would our?
I would say, yeah, because you're trying to, are you? I think it would be like a jerry rig roll as a group, and then to see if it can be done, and then make a bargain with the town to try and convince them to help you.
Okay.
Yeah, sticking with that. Actually, no, not make a bargain. You just roll smile. It'd be a friendship thing.
Okay.
All of us, or just?
So jerry rig for the entire group to see if it can be done, or anyone who wants to participate, and making these devices, and then whoever talks to the town will make the smile roll to try.
Well,
and get
I
the-
nominate Cutie for that one. That seems right
Yes.
in their wheelhouse.
Yes. Okay.
9.
You make
12.
11.
11.
Woo! Awesome. So as you are all kind of going through the bag of glitter and kind of surveying the scene of how you would want to affix this early warning detection system to these machines, you kind of see how you can like line a string of them up on like the front, so they're kind of like reflecting in all different angles, so that doesn't matter like how the light hits, there will be like some sort of gleam that shines down towards the ground, and you're able to kind of get one in place and are able to kind of like figure out how to describe it to everybody else, to attach them to the rest. of the machines. There's probably about, I would say, close between like 8 to 10 of these like mechanical behemoths. So so that was successful. So you know how to do it. It will happen again without having to worry about rolling for it. And then since most, I think, averaged out to above a 10. And now getting the rest of the town to help. QT, would you like to take lead on?
Yeah, you said it's just a straight smile roll?
Yeah. I'll give you +1. An additional +1, because it is your townsfolks.
11.
Perfect. How do you get them to assist?
I mean, Cutie is honest. I don't think that they would lie. They don't understand the purpose of like misdirection. So we talk about it and say like, we don't want this to happen again. And while we understand what happened, but like the squishies are unknown, and we want to be safe, and this will help us be safe and protect the Oasis and let us get back home. And so we're asking for your help, because it's up to all of us to protect our home.
And you see as Sally Spaghetti comes up first. Oh, and kind of like goes in line and like holds out their hands to collect the items that need to be affixed, as you see them kind of like grab the bedazzlements and kind of like sprint to the furthest one to begin and like kind of just align. You see like an action figure that was MIA and now found make their way to in line and kind of like follow after Sally. One by one, you see this part of the Oasis kind of climb onto these machines to help create this this notification system if they are to get close.
Cutie will look at the other three and looks a little confused, but then kind of like sits up differently and just goes, "We're really lucky, aren't we, to have them?"
I would agree, Mr. T. It's not the houses that make a place to live. It's the people that make a community.
And I have to say, it's all the nicer when we get to beauty up the situation by ourselves.
I'm surprised that glitter actually came in handy.
Why?
Oh, no reason. Don't. It's fine.
I mean, of course, it would come in handy. It was my idea.
Yes, it was your idea. It was a great idea. It was.
Of course it was.
Mm-hmm.
Cutie will look at Ghost. Do we have enough time to get home?
Yes, but we need to move fast. It's not as dark as it is outside, as it was before.
And Cutie
All
will
right,
stop.
everybody together.
We'll smile again before that and just go, "Are you ready to go home?"
I don't know if I've ever had a home.
There's a first time for a lot of things.
Okay.
This calls for a celebration. And he takes off a glitter stars and puts it on his belly.
Oh,
Oh, you fit.
thank you. You see as he kind of like looks down and just like kind of runs his paw over it, feeling the different texture, the new texture. All right. Let's get the show on the road. And you watch as Ghost kind of pushes his way up onto the machine. You hear the rumbling begin as it clicks to life. Shaking of the ground, everyone standing on the platform that holds all of the buildings and the people. Beep, beep, beep. The beeping begins as the platform raises, leaving the ground. Everyone holding on to each other as they continue. All right. Everybody hold on tight. This won't be long. They'll be back, okay? Let's go. You whirl through the path that you had just taken. The aisles passing past you in a blur, making your way through packaging where the different boxes and things kind of layered on a conveyor belt into the warehouse itself, passing you by, seeing the moment, seeing the light on in the office where you had found that map, seeing different areas that you trend specific, like you have seen from the ground below, but now seeing it from a higher vantage point, know how much taller and higher there are things to explore. Making your way through the areas that frozen food area, the chest after chest after chest that reach the ceiling that seem to never end, into the electronics where there's boxes and piles of different cords and knickknacks and shinies, where you can see other textiles and clothing as you kind of fly through. As you start to slow down, beep, 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 the platform lowering, continuing to lower as it hits the ground with a thud. There is an abrupt movement around you as the rest of the town has now catapulted themselves onto the platform, trying to hold it down. You will not do this again to us! As like some of them have like now like toothpicks and you left them in charge of protecting, and they very much have. As you see the oldest ragdoll, Patty, kind of in the middle of it, holding what seems to be a two different plastic lances in each hand, as there's just the line of small plastic army men in front of her. This is our town. We are here to protect it. Put 'em up. Without a moment of hesitation, the realization that it is you all. The whole demeanor changes. Oh, how wonderful it is to see you. You found our friends. Ah, I knew you would bring them all home safely. How wonderful. Time to celebrate. Oh! As the Furbies begin to You've tamed some. How amazing. Our community continues to grow. Wonderful. Come, come. Reunions need to be had. Let's get everyone settled and rebuilt. And they begin walking back to the town center as everyone still on this platform begins to kind of hug everyone. You see as Sally and Polly have just like embraced wholeheartedly, that there's sounds of both laughter and tears as you watch them put their foreheads together. I'm so sorry. I'm never going to leave you again. Please don't leave me again. Oh, I was lost without you. As they just kind of talk over each other. The nesting dolls kind of all fit into each other in one cohesive hug. And you kind of see as the fish pond, as Madam B kind of resettles it onto their spot at the end. As everyone is reconvening, you feel a quick rumble again as you watch the machine back up. I'll be back. I'll see you soon, friends. As Ghost Pepper goes and returns the machine. Out into the distance, the beeping falls silent.
Cutie is humming the same tune that they were humming when they left, that tune of hope. And it is somehow more upbeat. It is not the slower, like, we can rebuild, we can, like, almost a dirgy, like, no, this is not the end. There's more joy in it. As they're kind of humming to themselves as they're walking back with everyone.
Duke
Here again
is...
as people...
I was just saying that Duke is slamming fistfuls of glitter in everyone as soon as he can get around them.
As the town erupts kind of in this celebration, Tren, you hear a muffled noise. Come in. Hello. Hello. Is anybody out there?
Oh, do I recognize this voice?
You do.
Captain?
Ah. Tren?
And
Is that
do
you?
I... Yes, Captain. Where are you? And like searching around, trying to find.
I seem to be restrained. There is a pane in front of me. Clear. I'm in a small cell. Looking out.
Hold on, Captain. I was in a similar cell when I first arrived on this planet as well. And like searching, scanning, trying to like get the townspeople. Did you hear this voice? Did you hear where that was coming from?
As you look over and around, you see the clear illustration of your ship. And you see Captain written in these bright yellow colors. It's very similar to the back of your cell. As you make your way over to this area, you come face to face with your captain. Tren, you are here. Can you help?
Absolutely, sir. You have now and always been my friend. And go and like try and pull open the thing.
Uh, as you do, you got yourself out, so you know how these cells work. You now unrestrain your captain. No longer fully alone in an understanding of this world. It is wonderful. You have to tell me about your research. What have you found? I've been restrained for what seems like a millennia.
I remember feeling the same. It would be illogical to point out my feelings on the matter, sir, but I do believe that we'll be able to spend some time going over the data that I have collected here.
Right. Looking forward to it. Now, who are all of these?
Come,
This specimen.
let me introduce you to the locals. My friends.
Ah. Wonderful. Carry on. Let's go. As everyone begins to make their way through and into the town center, QT, your fish pond, you grab Anastasia from the teapot and bring her back to her friends and family, letting them get nuzzled in cozily. It's a while later before Scotch and QT feel this shadow kind of come up behind you. What'd I miss?
Nothing. We're just getting settled, and he just kind of turns to see who it is.
It's Ghost. I told you I'd be back. I guess I should apologize to everyone. And you watch as Ghost just kind of stands there behind the two of you, watching everyone have fun and celebrate the reunions. Well. Huh. I'm sorry. He calls. And everyone kind of stops and looks. I just wanted friends. I didn't mean to destroy your families. I was afraid and thought it would be easier if I just started my own oasis with what you had already done. I hope you will forgive me. I didn't harm anybody. I hope they were comfortable. And I hope you will all be my friends. My favorite game is patty cake. Sorry. He just kind of stands there for a moment. Takes a big deep breath. Turns around. And just sits on the ground. They will be my friends. Thank you. The party continues into the evening, and you watch as the townspeople get a little curious, go over and talk to Ghost. Sally pulls Polly over to introduce her. Because as you can imagine, the same way that Polly would not stop talking about Sally, Sally did not stop talking about Polly. Madam B gets her shop back together and pulls out a strand of a different type of material that is sparkling and bedazzled, and comes over and wraps like a scarf around Ghost Pepper's neck. There. Everyone deserves a little bit of glitter in their life now, don't they?
Beat you to it, Madam B. Look at his belly.
Oh, you always beat me to it. Welcome. It continues on probably until once those dim lights start to flicker on, indicating that it is time to sleep, it is time to go. The blare of the horn in the distance, indicating the end of the day and the beginning of the night. Your oasis is safe. You have put things in place to make sure this never happens again. Your community is back together, is whole, and a few more members bigger. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm gonna start crying. You all tell a beautiful story, and thank you for letting me facilitate that. For one final time, we'll go around and introduce each and every one of you and where they can find you on the internet. And this will probably not be the last time, at least my channel sees all of y'all. So we will start backwards. So Kai,
Okay,
start with
let me
you.
do something that I needed to do to.
The reveal.
Y'all do have idea how big this head is. So, hello, y'all. I am Kai Glaciate, Class 8 for everyone on Discord. It was a pleasure to play with everyone. It was very nice. I'm very happy to be a part of this game. I am very happy that my glitter idea was useful. And yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for this amazing game. And can't wait for next opportunities to play. So, popcorn back. I believe it was Jason.
I think it was. So, hello, everybody. I'm Jason Larock. You can find me on the site formerly known as Twitter and other social media accounts at J_Sun, SON Larock, because I'm original and couldn't think of anything else. I had such a wonderful time getting to play Scotch Bonnet, and I love opportunities to have little monologues, and I think it was a great chance to kind of get to talk to Ghost Pepper, especially because I don't know, I think that whole conversation really spoke true to a lot of where we as a community are right now in the world, and I think the fact that we are stronger together is a really huge takeaway that I think we all should remember, because we are not alone and we do have each other, and even if we're afraid to be a part of a community, we will always be there for you. So if anybody's watching tonight or in the future and they're afraid to take that step towards being a part of community, don't be, because there are people that are a part of the community that were right where you are and needed that push and that courage and that confidence to kind of take the steps into that and to accept that for themselves and realize that they are deserving of having community. So I think that's a really great takeaway from our finale, and it was a pleasure to be a part of that aspect of storytelling. And I can't wait to get back and play with you guys again, because it was wonderful and it was a great game. And thank you for watching, thank you for running it, thank you for facilitating it, getting us all together. It was really great. Then I think Aaliyah was next, or before me? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was me. I'm Aaliyah the Sorceress. Usually you can find me posting on the site formerly known as Twitter. Same thing, or the Sorceress Aaliyah. Come check me out. I do shit posts. I boost other shows that are happening and other TTRPG events. I am taking the rest of the year off so I can go back to school. But I will be shopping around new story ideas and maybe taking a step into a storyteller position in the new year. So follow me on Twitter for those and for other exciting TTRPG announcements. And I will pass this over to DJ, our star of the show.
I didn't mean to be the star. And I don't think I was. I think I was just a part of it.
Oh.
My name is DJ. You can find me on the site formerly known as Twitter, DJ_KQ, or Discord at Shinsei Durhal. I got the honor of kind of pitching this idea to Erica Jean and 5% and the QueerXP, because I had played on the last game with y'all. And it was a very different game. It was Monster of the Week, and so like a little bit of whiplash there. But it never in my wildest dreams did I think that this is where we would end up together, and this story would be told, and things like that. So, thank you for giving us the chance and coming into your space and welcoming us excitedly. I'm excited that we get to do the same thing during season 3, which drops the QueerXP's season 3 like in September. We start already, which is wild. But we'll be having some familiar 5%ers on the podcast in our second half, around Marchish. So hopefully this is the beginning of a very delightful partnership that we will see each other a lot. But thank you to those who watched. Hopefully you got something from the story. I definitely know I did. And thank you to the person I'll pass it to, Erica Jean, for telling a story like this and giving us the opportunity to play in your world and surprise you and make you give us all sorts of things to deal with.
Thank you. Yes, I am Erica Jean. I was your game master for this wonderful story. You can find me on my socials at CallingACleric315 or CallingACleric15 on that site formerly known as Twitter, or any of the 5% chance socials. 8 times out of 10, I am the thumbs behind those posts. So feel free to reach me there. This has been such an amazing experience and story. And I, again, thank each and every one of you for trusting me to tell a story with you all. I did not expect any of this for it to be so feelings. But I thank you again. Thank you to those of you who are watching and stuck with us for these 4 episodes. As we mentioned before, if you need to catch up, you can always catch us on YouTube. If you're not a video person, it's gonna be in podcast form on the QueerXP. So keep an eye out for their season 3 drop. That'll be coming up shortly, and we will be a part of this game. We'll be a part of season 3. So thank you again, everybody. And as always, love your community, love each other, and hug a Furby. Thank you.
Bye bye.